What is going on, everybody? This is Corey Lee's Boxing, and we are back with another banger. So please smash that like button, you guys. As soon as you guys come in, smash that like button for sure. We're gonna talk about it, man. What a fight, man. Definitely some controversy at the end. I want to know what you guys think in the comment sections. Who you guys thought won? Um, but yeah, man, let's smash that like button. Let's definitely get these likes up, and we're gonna talk this boxing, man. We're gonna talk Gervonta Tank Davis versus Lamont Roach, man. It just went down at the Barclays Center. It was a very competitive fight. Both fighters, came in there. Um, you know, Gervonta Tank Davis was repping, Baltimore to the core, and Lamont Roach was repping DC to the core, and they brought a lot of fans to Brooklyn. Man, they said they sold that out. It was over 19,000 fans, you guys, in attendance. 19,000 fans. Smash that like button as soon as you guys come in. Let's definitely, without a doubt, get these likes up. And yeah, man, let's talk this boxing, man. Man, what a fight, man. What a fight. 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 That's all I can say about this, man. It was an awesome fight. Like I said, both fighters from beginning to end. It started out, both guys was feeling each other out in the beginning. We know that Gervonta Tank Davis is a late starter. We all know that from the jump. We've seen that in numerous fights. That's nothing new. And we seen that again in this fight. You know what I'm saying? Lamar Roach, was doing things stylistically to disrupt what Gervonta Tank Davis had, in store and in plans. He couldn't do everything that he wanted to do in this fight, and it showed. It really showed. I think that Gervonta Tank Davis, could have did more. He could have definitely did more. He did. He did. He was fighting in spots. Um, and Lamont Roach was countering well. He was countering well. He was mixing it up. Lamont Roach was definitely, he was getting hit as well, but I feel like he was definitely there, implementing his game plan and what his father was telling him. Gervonta Tank Davis, you guys know he had Barry Hunter in his corner and Coach Calvin in his corner. And he was listening to the guidance of both trainers, you know what I'm saying? We both know that, Coach Calvin has been a long time trainer for Gervonta Tank Davis. And in this camp, Coach Calvin wasn't in his camp as much. And they still at the end they came to an agreement where they was gonna, let Coach Calvin work the corner. So he was getting two directions from two different trainers. And that's that could definitely shout out to Charles D in the chat. Smash that like button. He says Tank is good garbage. Damn. Um. Hey, shout out to Crypto Colors in the chat, man. He says you got to stay with Coach Calvin. Hey, man. Wow. I mean, two coaches in the corner. He's got Barry Hunter talking to him. He's got Coach Calvin talking to him. I mean, he's got both trainers talking to him literally almost at the same time. Smash that like button, you guys. Let me get my boy in here real quick. Get my dog in here real quick. Yeah, so it was a banger, man. It was a banger for sure. Charles D in the chat says Shakur's gonna hurt that boy heart. Damn. Damn. I mean, you guys gotta understand they went tooth and nail, they went back and forth. Both guys, you know what I'm saying, put in a lot of effort, a lot of willpower, a lot of back and forth, hooks, jabs and uppercuts, man. Like I said, it was a battle. Both guys definitely did what they had to do. Shout out to DC Mike in the building, man. Is this you, DC Mike? What's going on, man?
What's going on, Corey?
Yo, what's up, man? What did you think about the fight, man? You just left the fight, the casino. How was it?
It was crowded. I was in, a million people in the lobby. So, I'm standing probably 20 feet back from the television. But, I saw as much as I could see. I didn't
I
have
mean,
a real close up, good look at the fight to really see. But I saw, what I could see. But, I mean,
I
they
mean,
called it a draw, right? Is that what they said?
yeah, they called it a draw, man. I mean, Lamont Roach. Let the fans out there know you've covered Lamont Roach for years. I mean, what do you think of Lamont Roach and just getting a draw with Gervonta Tank Davis at this stage of Gervonta Tank Davis's career?
Well, from what I could see, kept his hands up, and I guess, he just kind of, I guess Lamont is a mid-range fighter, so he's not really on the outside, really moving, boxing really from the outside. And same token, he won't rush in. So he's kind of like right there in the middle, kind of mid-range. And I felt like, it was going to be boring for a lot of casual fans because it was going to be a slow-paced fight because nobody was, taking the lead. And at the same time, nobody
Initiating.
was really moving around boxing. But, from what I could see, I guess it was a good fight. Like I said, Lamont, he didn't stay on the outside or come in too much. He kept a tight defense, and I guess Lamar fought a perfect fight as he could fight to get a draw against Tank. I think in one of them rounds, I don't know what round it was, but it looked like, I don't know, Tank turned around and he took a knee and ran to the corner. I really couldn't see what was happening right there, but fight was a little dirty, little shoulder bump, pushing the other guy to the ground. But I guess Lamar fought a perfect fight as he could fight. I don't think Lamar could have done any better. Or if he would have tried to, really open up, Tank would have obviously caught him good. So, I mean, from what I saw, he kept his punches as usual, very short and very, very, very tight. Because, I mean, I know and if Lamar would have opened up too much, the Tank would have, hit him on the button. But, I think he got hit a little bit tonight. Lamont Roach got hit a little bit tonight from what I saw. And, I guess he saw with his eyes all the punches coming, so nothing caught him off guard. So he was able to take it. But like they say in boxing, the ones that knock you out are the ones you don't see. And I think the shots that Lamont got hit with, he saw it, and, he braced for the impact. And, he didn't, get hurt.
Wow, man. A lot to take in on this one, man. This is a draw for Gervonta Tank Davis's, you know, perfect resume. You know what I'm saying? And perfect record. You know what I mean? This takes a blow to his, to his legacy, I think, because a lot of people thought that Lamont Roach was gonna be an easy fight. He was coming up in weight. We already seen Lamont Roach lose before. And the odds makers, really thought that Gervonta Tank Davis was gonna knock this guy out. He was minus 400 on the knockout. So, I mean, Lamont Roach, for him to walk away with this fight a draw, I mean, that has to do numbers for his career and his family and the legacy of Lamont Roach. But you gotta let the fans know, man, this DC Baltimore back and forth rivalry, it's pretty big out there, man. You're from DC. How big is the DC Baltimore rivalry?
Well, Baltimore is like our distant cousins. They're like our distant cousins, so it's a little bit of a rivalry there, but you know, I mean, it's been a rivalry there for a long time. Like I said, we're distant cousins, so
So I
yeah.
mean, with that being said, man, Gervonta Tank Davis, you guys, he just took a draw. I thought that they was gonna say that he lost the fight. I didn't know which way they was gonna go because I believe one of the judges had it for Gervonta Tank Davis, and the other two judges had it a draw. So
Oh, so
yeah,
two judges had it a draw.
two judges had it a draw. Yeah,
Okay.
two judges had it a draw, and I believe one judge had Gervonta Tank Davis winning. If I'm not mistaken, smash that like button and subscribe. A lot of people in the chat are saying Tank lost, man. So, I mean, with that being said, man, Lamont Roach moving up from 130 to challenge Gervonta Tank Davis, the champion at 135, the current champion. They both keep their belts. Um, Man, I mean, there's a lot to wrap around, man. I mean, like you said, Tank took a knee midway through the fight. It looked bizarre as shit. He ran to his corner and wanted them to wipe his face off. Then he said in the post-fight press conference that he had grease in his eye because he just got his hair done 2 days ago, and that grease was running down his eye. I mean, running down his forehead and got in his eye. And
Right.
then the fans started booing him, and he said, "Why are y'all booing me?" And I mean, it was all types of wild shit going on in the post fight press conference and in the fight, man. Right now, Gervonta Tank Davis has this isn't a loss, but this is a blemish. If you're Gervonta Tank Davis moving forward, do you take this rematch? DCMikeTV.com.
You said should he move forward or do a rematch?
Should he move forward or should he take the rematch?
I think he's gonna take the rematch. I think so. I think this time around, I think Tank is I think he sleeps from this time. He
You
helped him
think
get some money in his pocket. He gonna help him again. I think Tank sleeps from this time around.
you
Yeah, I
think
think he
he's
does the
you think
rematch.
you think he's gonna do the rematch? And I mean, what can Gervonta Tank Davis do different? What did you see Gervonta Tank Davis do in this fight that he could improve on it and possibly the rematch, DC?
Uh, I
And
mean,
before you answer that, who did you think was gonna win this fight going into it? Did you think that Lamont was gonna get slept? I mean, be honest.
yeah, man. Well, we know Tank likes to wait and let his opponents build up points until he throw the equalizer. I thought that was gonna happen. I thought Lamont was gonna stay mid range and just keep doing what he's doing and maybe rack up a little bit of points. Then eventually, Tank lands one or two shots that hurts him, but it didn't happen. But I guess next time around, I think Tank is going to probably just press him more. Not, I mean, I don't want to say press him, but probably just throw more punches because he was obviously trying to get Lamont to to go for the fake out or give him to open up, but Lamont would not open up at all. And I guess for next time, like I said, just throw some more punches. Just throw a
Damn,
little
man.
bit.
Somebody in the chat saying Tank took a knee and that sealed it. Like they're saying that Tank got hurt. That's why he took a knee. I gotta rewatch the fight. I gotta rewatch the fight. I gotta rewatch the fight, man. There was a little bit going on at the house while I was watching it, so I gotta rewatch the fight for sure. Um, but moving forward, man. I mean, I don't know, man. I just think that this was a close fight, man. How did you have it, DC? Who did you have winning this fight off of what you saw? Shout out to DC Mike, man. He having technical difficulties. I guess he'll be back in a minute. But yeah, man, it's like I said, it was a close fight for as long as it lasted. I mean, it lasted 12 rounds. And it went to the scorecards. When you leave a fight on this level to the score to the judges, anything could happen, man. Anything is possible to happen, you guys. Um, we've seen time and time again, fight after fight. We've seen fighters get robbed. We've seen fighters have some wild decisions, but that's a chance you take when you leave it into the judge's scorecard, when you leave it into the judge's hands. This is the type of result you can get. And I know a lot of people are gonna say Gervonta Tank Davis is starting to decline, and he's falling off, and they're gonna start writing some wild shit about Gervonta Tank Davis in the days and weeks to come after this fight. I can see it coming now. Um, who did you think won this fight? DC, and like I said in the rematch, what do you think he can do? What do you think? What do you think could be, what do you think could be different, in the rematch, And should Gervonta Tank Davis stay with Coach Calvin or should he be with Barry Hunter? Or
I
both?
mean, yeah, no, I don't think none of that matters whether he's with Calvin or Burry.
You don't? I mean, he's taking two different, I feel like two different directions from two different trainers. You know what I'm saying? I mean, obviously they're trying to be on the same page, but some of the things I've heard in the corner, Barry Hunter was telling him to, use your jab and and stuff like that, and you know, Coach Calvin's telling him that for him to not get hit like that, and Tank is responding like I only got hit twice. You know what I'm saying, and all of that. So I just feel like, man, some order has Gervonta Tanks Davis. He can't rely on the knockout 100% of the time, man. And it bit him on this one. It bit him on this one. He didn't get the knockout, and I think that this really, really hurt his performance. Not getting that knockout, man. Um, you know, not getting that knockout really affected Tank Davis's on the outcome of this fight. And I just think right now, man, moving forward, Gervonta Tank Davis has to go back to the drawing board, and he's got to learn how to box more. He knows how to box. He just got to use it. He's got to use it. He's got to use it. Everybody, all the sparring partners say that Tank's got all these skills and he hasn't used all of these skills yet, and he hasn't done this and hasn't done that. And well, we got to see it in the fight, man. That's when it counts. You know, that sparring shit, it doesn't count in sparring. It counts in the fight. You know, that's when it counts. So, Gervonta Tank Davis has got to go back to the drawing board, and he's gotta learn how to score points and actually build himself, a good lead, and then try to go for the knockout. You know,
Yeah,
DC, you back?
yeah. Can you
DC,
hear me?
yeah, you back?
Yeah, I was here the whole time I was talking. I said,
Oh,
Corey
I
can't even
could
hear
no,
me.
nobody could hear you.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can finally hear you now.
Oh, I was talking the whole time. I said, damn, Corey can't even hear me.
We could nobody could hear you nobody could hear you. That's why I
Oh,
was talking.
oh, oh, but
So what was you saying? Go ahead, I'll let you get the floor.
I'm trying to remember the question you asked. I think
Who did you thought won the fight, and what happens in the rematch? Break it
Like I said,
down. DCMikeTV.com.
so from what I could see inside the lobby, I mean, I guess it was a draw. I really couldn't see that much because I was, again behind thousands of people. But I guess I really can't answer that question.
Uh-huh.
But from what I did see, it was from what I saw, it was a slow paced fight, and a lot of guys, they were both thinking. But I know I can't really answer that question. But I guess in the rematch, um, I guess one or the other gotta take more chances in order for something to open up. But if somebody open up, somebody's gonna get caught, and Lamont will probably be on the worst end of that stick if he try to open up too much against Tank in a rematch. I think Tank takes the rematch because and quite frankly, I mean I don't think Tank gives a shit about the draw. If I'm being completely honest, Tank probably don't really care. He probably would care a little more if it was somebody else, but since it's excuse me, Tank don't really give a damn about it. But you know how the writers and media they gonna talk crap about Tank like you just mentioned a second ago. They gonna say Tank slipping and this and that and that and that. People gonna say what they gonna say, so you just gotta let them talk. But Tank, quite frankly, probably don't even give a shit about the draw. As long again, asterisk on his record and quote unquote legacy and belts. Tank don't care nothing about that no more. All he cared about is getting his money and getting out the way.
He
But
doesn't
yeah,
care about, you don't feel like Tank cares about an undefeated record?
no, he cares.
Wow.
But since he got a draw against Lamont, I feel like he doesn't care that much. But if it was somebody else, Tank would probably be feel a little bit more different about it. But since Lamont, I could probably bet that Tank probably don't even give a shit. It probably doesn't. He probably feels like he's safe. Lamont is safe. We gave the fans a good fight, and it was what it was.
But let's be honest, DC. Let's be honest, and let's be honest for the fans out there. Do you think that he might have gave Lamont Roach a little bit too much credit and a little bit too much, a little bit too much respect?
Yeah, a little bit.
I mean,
Yeah.
let's be honest. I've seen Gervonta Tank Davis turn up in press conferences, turn up in the fight, had that, the hell with you mentality, seek and destroy, mentality, that Mamba mentality. And tonight I just didn't see it. It was a lot of playing, it was a lot of talking, it was a lot of, banter in the ring. They were talking back and forth with each other. I didn't see that killer instinct tonight at all.
Well, like Tank told y'all before, he's looking to get out the game of boxing. Tank said that, so people got to keep that in mind. He spoke on that, and Lamont is his boy.
Hello? DC. You went out on us again. We'll get back to you. So yeah, man. I mean, like DC was saying, Lamont is Gervonta Tank Davis' boy. I knew something was up in the press conference. I knew something was up in the press conference when Gervonta Tank Davis and uh and and Lamont was when Lamont when Gervonta Tank Davis said he wasn't gonna talk crazy talk curse, I guess, at Lamont while his mom was right there. Um so I just felt like it was wild, man. It was wild as shit, man. For Gervonta Tank Davis, I thought he was gonna go in there with more of a killer instinct. I thought he was gonna go in there, and really set the tone. And I just thought I was gonna see a lot more than what I seen tonight, man. What I seen tonight, I've seen a lot better from Gervonta Tank Davis, but style make fights. And Lamont Roach's style is to not get hit as much. You know what I'm saying? He does have a good boxer, more of a, I would say, a boxer puncher, but I think Lamont Roach is more of a boxer. And we all know that Tank is a puncher, without a doubt, 100%. He's a puncher. And when you're dealing with two guys that are like that, that you're dealing with a puncher and versus a boxer, you got a situation in front of you, man, that you know it could go either way. Because just like tonight, when Gervonta Tank Davis did not get that knockout, okay, it was a draw. You know what I mean? And some people might say that was even a gift. Just giving him a draw, that was a gift just within his own right. You know what I mean? Some people would just be like, man, that was a gift. Gervonta Tank Davis, you know, giving him a draw, a lot of people think that Lamont Roach won that fight. And I mean some people do hate on Gervonta Tank Davis. I'm not gonna lie about that. Some people do hate on Gervonta Tank Davis. They definitely hate on him. So, a lot of people want to see Gervonta Tank Davis lose. You know, but with that being said, man, Lamont Roach did put on a good performance. He showed a good account of himself, and that's all you can do in the boxing world. That's all you can do in the boxing game. And I think that, I just think moving forward, smash that like button and subscribe, y'all. Let's get these likes up. Smash that like button. Let's go. Moving forward, man, we got to see this rematch. We got to see the rematch now. We got to definitely see the rematch. I think Lamar Roach is going to get paid a hell of a lot more money than he was getting paid ever for the rematch. And this is a fight that people want to see. But the only thing about it is Gervonta Tank Davis going to get up for Lamar Roach, because that's almost like family to him. I mean, yeah, these guys, they got to get in the square circle, man. But like Javante Tank Davis says, and Lamar Roach says, these guys, practically grew up together. They fought twice in the amateurs. I mean, they got history. You know, I'm pretty sure that they know each other very very well. I'm pretty sure they see each other at boxing events. One of them's in the Baltimore area, one's in the DC area. That is not far from each other. And like DC Mike said, they're like cousins, with Maryland and Baltimore. They're like, cousins, um over there. So, like I said, moving forward, Gervonta Tank Davis versus Lamont Roach. It was a competitive fight tonight, y'all. It was a draw. Um we need to see more out of Tank, man. He keeps relying on these knockouts, and we've seen tonight that it did backfire. It did backfire. He did not get the knockout. And when you don't get the knockout like that, this is the type of stuff that can happen, you guys. Um, this is the type of stuff that can happen when you don't get that knockout. And I just think that, you know, I want to see the best fight the best. If you call yourself the best, I want to see the best fight the best, straight up, period. And I just think that Gervonta Tank Davis, definitely has greatness in him. But it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard to the only way Gervonta Tank Davis is gonna get away from this draw, or what some people would say a loss, is this: if he goes back into this rematch and just wipes Lamont Roach the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? No holds bar, belt to ass, knocks him out cold. You know what I mean? That's the only way that I feel like Gervonta Tank Davis can redeem himself. If he wins a 12-round decision, some people are gonna be probably, it might be another close fight. You got to think, styles make fights. These guys know each other. Lamont Roach knows his style. Lamont Roach knows he's got to watch out for that left hand all motherfucking fight. Okay? And when you got a guy that knows your style, when you got a guy that's been in the ring with you multiple times on multiple different occasions, okay? Y'all got history. Y'all know each other. Not only that, Did Gervonta Tank Davis even get up for this fight? Because he's talking about he didn't even want to curse in the press conference because Lamont Roach's mom was there. Maybe they look like, man. I mean, I just feel like they're more. This was more of a I'm gonna look out for my my brother type shit. I'm gonna look out for him. I'm gonna give him a good payday. I'm gonna fight him. I'm gonna fight him. But it's still not gonna be any bad blood. No matter what. You know, um, like they say, Lamont Roach got a good DC backing behind him. And we all know that Gervonta Tank Davis got Baltimore on his back. So, both guys, man, like I said, both guys showed that they're at their top level. And we seen tonight, man, Lamont Roach is nothing to sneeze at, man. Lamont Roach can go back down to 130 right now and do numbers. His name, he done built Lamont Roach done built his name up now from this draw. He can go to 135 and from his the price on Lamont Roach's name has went skyrocket high. You know what I mean? For getting a draw with Gervonta Tank Davis. I mean, Lamont Roach is up there now. He's up there. You know, period. But we've seen this before. We've seen Gervonta Tank Davis, some of his other fights that he's fought, you know, and he could have possibly got a draw in some of these other fights he fought, but he got the knockout. The knockout didn't come tonight, ladies and gentlemen. The knockout just didn't come, you know. And Gervonta Tank Davis has got an answer for that. He's got to go back to the drawing board. We got to see what he's gonna do. He's got to do. He might have to get away from wherever he's training now. I guess in the headbangers and stuff like that. Get away, man. Just focus. Get away. You know what I'm saying, from the city. You know what I'm saying. Get away and go somewhere that you've never been before. Go to Colorado. Go train at the Olympic training facility. What I mean, where the amateurs train at. You know, or something like that at a high altitude, like Terrence Crawford and other boxers as well. Um, but I think that Gervonta Tank Davis is definitely, and not only that, will he be able to get up for fighting his brother in Lamont Roach? Because we seen that there was no bad blood after the fight, during the build up to this fight. Um, I mean, both guys, were mano y mano. I didn't see Roach back down one time, and that shows the character of him. Shout out to UGC in the chat, man. He says, tough scrap tonight. Lamont Roach put his name on the map. I had it 115, 113 Tank. He said that Colin Kaepernick shit he did was weak though. Listen, man, it was a tight fight, man. I had Tank winning this fight as well. I know Charles D says he says Tank lost, but I know Charles D hasn't been really a fan of Tank from the get go. So that's what I'm saying. That's another thing too. You guys can't have biased opinions, man, when you're watching these fights. I know Tank gets a lot of hate out here, and there's fight fans out here that's gonna say that they think he lost the fight just because they don't like Tank. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying any of you guys are doing it, but I'm saying it is gonna be done in the coming days and in the future. There's gonna be people out there that say Tank Davis lost this fight tonight. Period. You know. And when you try to go for the knockout the whole fight, and then you don't get the knockout, man, you're left with shit. You're left with a shitty court scorecard. And you can't do nothing but blame yourself though. At the end of the day, Gervonta Tank Davis cannot blame anybody but him, you know, because I'm pretty sure his corner was telling him to box a little bit more. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that um, but he didn't. He didn't. And Lamont Roach gets to keep his belt. Lamont Roach gets to keep his belt, and moving forward, man, it's gonna be like I said. Lamont Roach has built his name up now, where he can, I think he could, do a main. He can do his own main event card at 130 pounds, and do well for himself now. So Lamont Roach definitely, I think his stock has risen since this fight. And I think a lot of people are gonna want to see Lamont Roach, man. Fight coming up. You know, he's not the most exciting fighter, but I wouldn't say he's boring either. He's right there in the middle at kind of that sweet spot. Um, he's just a boxer though. Some people don't like boxers. Some people like knockouts all the time. But when Tank fights, you know, legit boxers with a really good amateur pedigree like Lamont Roach, you're not gonna get knockouts in every single fight. You know, Gervonta Tank Davis didn't have 100% KO ratio when he came into this fight anyway. So let's not act like we ain't seen Gervonta Tank Davis go to the scorecards before, because he has. Shout out to All Around Strong in the chat. He says Lamont definitely won that fight. Hey, it was a close fight no matter what. No matter which way you look at it, I got to rewatch the fight. There was some shit going on around me while I was watching it anyway. You know what I'm saying? So, but it was a tight fight. It was a tight fight. And Gervonta Tank Davis could have used his jab a hell of a lot more than what he did. Um, I felt like Lamont Roach, you know, frustrated Gervonta Tank Davis. And when you frustrate Gervonta Tank Davis, you have success. You definitely have success. And when you're Gervonta Tank Davis, you're frustrated. You know, you got two people in your two head trainers telling you, two different things to do. you know, and you're not hurting this guy Lamont Roach like you would have thought you had would have been done by the eighth or ninth round. You start, I'm not gonna say Tank started panicking, but he started looking more and more and more for the knockout. And not only that, when you do stuff like that and you don't get the knockout, you start getting, clipped your damn self. There was a couple incident. There was a couple times in the fight where if Lamar Roach had any more power, Gervonta Tank Davis could have possibly took a seat. Facts, you know. But Lamar Roach is coming up from 135, 100, excuse me, 130 pounds, okay? And we've seen Tank fight as high as 140. So, listen, man, maybe it's time for Gervonta to go up and wait. I mean, we don't know. We don't know. Shout out to Gary Russell for winning that world title tonight. He did his thing tonight. Shout out to Gary Russell for winning that title, man. I know that's big for the Russell family after losing their father. Rest in peace to their father. Um, but it was a hell of a night. Some of the fights were they were okay. I think that Russell fight was a really good fight. I definitely thought he won. He put belt to ass for sure. All around strong says it was a close, but Tank took a knee that wasn't counted. Yeah, that could have changed the whole fight too. We know now that if that knee was counted, that would have changed the whole fight. You got a good point all around strong. If that knee was counted, if they would have counted that knee as a knockdown, we could be looking at Lamont Roach and the new. And you want to talk about a fight that was least. So we didn't see him get any of that, man. But yeah, man, I'm gonna wrap it up, man. It's 1:30 in the morning. I'm gonna definitely wrap it up, man. Y'all please smash that like button, man, and subscribe to Coily Boxing, man. You know what I'm saying? I've been working my ass off outside of this, doing a lot of other shit, man. But thank you for tuning in. And thank you guys. Let me know in the comments when you guys rewatch this tomorrow. Let me know what you guys think. DC Mike TV did do a breakdown at the beginning of this live stream. So go check that out as well. And thank you guys for the support, man, and keeping me relevant in the sport, man. I appreciate a lot of you guys and females out there. And yeah, man, we not done yet, man. So yeah, man, let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Please smash that like button, you guys, and subscribe. And if you guys want to donate, you can donate to my Cash App at Coily Boxing. Thank you guys so much. You guys have a great night, man. God bless.